All right, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, I'm Ed Winslow, and in this video, I'm going to show you a actual success story for an office space lease. And here's here's what we're looking at right here. So you can go in and you can see when you log in, you're going to see all the different types of tools, but you can break it down by, I've got it broken down by different property type. And this one here I'm going to go over today is for an office lease. And this is great because you can get these optimized. These are going to optimize it. You can get these ranked on Google. You can get them picked up by ChatGPT, Perplexity. When you do it right, targeting local neighborhood information, town names, brand names, that kind of thing. Now, I just want to show you right here. This thing here is called the brand voice. So you can actually modify the voice and you can change them if you want. So if you want to create content in different voices, your own voice to make it sound like you can actually modify this. This is insane that we can make this sound like you. So the more, um, the better job you give the tool about your business, about who you are and the way you speak and the way you want to communicate, the better the results are going to be. And you can do this for numerous types. So if we go over here, okay, so this is what you start out with. You've probably seen this on ChatGPT and Perplexity and different ones like that. So you can, the first thing it's asking is what's the address of the property? Now, I'm not going to go through everything here, but I'm going to show you I'm going to use this one because I just did this one this morning. And I'm going to just walk you through real quick. So what's the address of the property? I use 2 Corporate Drive, Shelton, Connecticut. Shelton, Connecticut is about an hour plus from New York City, for those that don't know the area. And when I submit it, I click submit to Corporate Drive, and then what it's going to do, it's going to ask me, it's asking me a number of questions. So 8 different questions about the property. How many individual office suites? And this one, I didn't say the number. I just said it's a multi-tenant building. I gave the square footage, who the tenant, who's the landlord, what was the prior use, if applicable. If not, don't worry about it. But you're just answering these questions. This whole process took me just a few minutes. So what I did was I filled in, just like filling in a ChatGPT form, right? Just filling in a form. So I said it's a multi-tenant building. Here's how many square feet. Here's number 3. Here's the tenant. Number 4. Here's the landlord. So on and so forth. And then I click submit, and I get a headline. I get an introduction. I get the details. Okay, John Hannigan from Choice Peterson in Norwalk, Connecticut. He did this deal. A little bit about the client, what they do. So the more information that you feed it, the better. Now, these are all created. I created these based on what ranks on Google and also what's getting picked up by Perplexity and ChatGPT and all the rest. And you can see that it broke it down by 3 bullet points here. I'm sorry, 6 bullet points here and 3 here. So we're using bullet points in 3s, 6s, and 9s most of the time. We try and keep consistent with that because there's a lot of power to 3, 6, and 9. It creates rhythm, okay? And the consumers are going to appreciate this, especially when you build your brand around this concept, right? And I mean, this is nothing like, I've tested this over many, many, many years. But this is how, if you look at the best marketing in the world, the best in the world, this is what I'm delivering here is the best marketing in the world. Not based on what I think, but based on what works, what Google likes, and what, the top, I've studied this stuff in depth. Anyway, neighborhood overview, important, locations, restaurants nearby, addresses, very, very important. These all part of the telling your story because these are success stories. So we want to tell the story as best we can. It tells a little bit about where it is, and it gives you a little conclusion. We put in a client testimonial, and then we've got some frequently asked questions. I didn't like the frequently asked questions. So what I did was I said, rewrite 6 FAQs relevant to the success story. And so much better information here. So I'm going to use this information. Now, you can see that even if you want to hit it a little harder, this tool is going to enable you, it empowers you to drive this the way you want. Now, I also wanted to add nearby highways to the neighborhood overview. If we go back up here, you can see we've got three here, but I want to get a little bit, I want to get more into the depth of the location. And so what I did was when I rewrote it, you can see it included nearby highways, Route 8 and Route 34. Tells you a little bit about it. Okay, it's telling more information about where it is. It's between Waterbury and Bridgeport. This is really, really good. This is what these search engines are picking up. This is what consumers pick up. You're really creating a great story here. And then we've got our frequently asked questions. Boom, there we go. Now, what I did was I copied this, and this is my website. So I'm just using this as a placeholder. I'm not putting this live. So what I did was I copied the content. I took this photo off the owner's website. Now, a lot of owners are going to be totally fine with this because what you're doing is you're giving them free advertising. So I've never, ever, ever seen a client who said no to this. So a lot of times the owners, especially if you reach out to them, a lot of times they will provide the photos for you, and sometimes they will give you videos. And so here's the information from the blog post. This is from the original one, not the modified one. Now, what I did was I added a Google map. Google Maps are important because it's another important signal. Okay, this is right from maps.google.com. What I did was I went right over here. Now, when you put in the address, this is really, really important because you're getting this location. Okay, but I don't like the defaults for specific locations because it doesn't give you any context, right? You really don't get a view as to where this is. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll out. I'm going to scroll out and I want to give a decent perspective so that people can, when they see it, they're like, oh, okay, I see where it is. It's, how here's the highways that are nearby. It's near New Haven. It's not far from Norwalk, Stanford, White Plains, and even New York City is down here. It's very close to the coast. Then what I do is I click the share button right here. Click share, and I'm going to click embed a map. And you can see, isn't this is so much better because now it really gives you a perspective. Maps are they're the core, like location is the core of every story. Every Hollywood movie, it's all, location is critical to storytelling. And that's what we're doing. We're telling stories. So you can see, it's near White Plains, it's near Stanford, Ridgefield, Danbury. You can see exactly where this is. Then you click copy the HTML, little code. Okay, you don't have to know anything about code. We go back over here and you can see where we've got it positioned. Now, real simple, you're not going to be able to paste it just right here. What you have to do is you have to click this little code button, okay? You don't know anything about code, no problem. You go right here and you just copy and paste it right there. Once it's pasted, there's nothing else for you to do. You just click the visual, boom, and it pops right in here, okay? Now, this one right here, I don't have any optimization that's been created. So what we can do is we can go down here and, we can add, the office space as our core keyword, okay? Once you've got that, you're going to see all those red or pinkish circles turned into greens. And what you're going to see is look at the impact it had on the SEO. It already took it from an 8 to a 72 just by adding that keyword in there. So right down here in the bottom, you've got great, like it's telling you what you need to do. Now, don't worry about, like, if you get it over 70 or 80, that's perfect. You don't need to get it 90 or 100. That's not, it takes too long. You're not going to get any extra results. These success stories are going to do amazing on their own. Okay, especially if you're using press releases to promote them. content title readability. Um, so we can modify this, right? And so anyway, that's it. Now here's what it looks like when it's done. Okay. So here's what we've got. So this is, I mean, you don't need to know anything about SEO. I've been doing this for years. This is all you really need to know. Okay. Choice Peterson, office space, 2 Corporate Drive. Here's the company name. We want to rank for this right here because if somebody is looking for office space in Enterprise Corporate Park, we want to rank for that as well. So this is the start to finish. Okay, we're into this for about 10 minutes. You can create this whole thing in 10, 15 minutes. And then from there, you can convert this into social media posts, video. Oh my gosh, there's more to this. There's so much more that we can do, and it's going to save you so much time. It's going to help you dominate your market. You're going to get more and more clients. You're going to find that if you implement this program the right way and you use it not as only an online program, but a social media program and an offline. You want to use it as a sales tool when you're out in the field talking to owners of property, tenants, whatever. This is an online offline strategy. This is like a hybrid. So anyway, that's the story. I hope this is helpful to you. This is how I'm going to be creating a lot of videos and showing all the amazing ways that this can change your life and change your business.